Uhuru will I?
Uhuru!
Uhuru!
Fist up!
Fight back!
Fist up!
Fight back!
Ease where they do!
Africa!
Africa!
Ease where they do!
Uhuru! Before we officially get started, I want to give some house rules. Bear thumbs up to your left, my right. Can we please put our phones on silent or vibrate? And please have a revolutionary break time. Uhuru. Uhuru in Swahili means freedom. That's why we greet you day in, day out, because we believe freedom should stay on our mind until it's gone. Uhuru. Aquaba means weapon. And that's why we named this place that, because this is the people house. You always walk here. You always walk here. This is the house that Black has built.
Uhuru.
Led by the African People's Socialist Party, the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement is a mass organization formed in 1991. And it is the leading organization in the struggle for bread, peace, and Black power in the 21st century. Before we continue on with the program, we want to ask each and every last one to stand for an African fight song. But as we get ready for the fight song to play, our community rallies are held each and every Sunday from 3 to 5. You can check it out on Facebook or YouTube, Burning Spirit.
Uhuru.
And our fight song is brought by our very own.
Africa, we are winning. Shout out Uhuru for freedom. We are winning. Dancing songs and revolution songs. We are winning. Africa's best daughters and sons. We are winning. Long live the liberation of our African nation. Freedom through organization. Socialist world of creation. 1 billion strong, yes, we are one. We are winning. Red, black, and green for you and me. We are winning. Won't stop the fight till we are free. We are winning. African workers, we must unite. We are winning. Against white power, the parasite. We are winning. Long live the liberation of our African nation. Freedom through organization. Socialist world of creation. 1 billion strong, yes, we are one. We are winning. Viva Haiti, who first set us free. We are winning. Carry the torch of the national team. We are winning. Who betet, who les caille. We are Patrice Lumumba's life won't be in vain. We are winning. Keep up the work in Marcus Garvey's name. We are winning. Independent and free is what we will be. We are winning. Africa will bask in our victory. We are winning. Long live the liberation of our African nation. Freedom organization. Socialist world our creation. 1 billion strong. Yes, we are one. We are
We all win. Yes, we is. When we fight, we win. Touch one. Touch one. Uhuru. We all win. Don't organize. Don't antagonize. Organize. Uhuru. Right now, I want to.
You gotta go.
Okay. Okay. Speaking
Speaking
about don't antagonize, don't
Don't
organize.
organize.
Speaking about mobilizing to DC. Speaking about Black is Back Coalition, we have one of our coalition members right now with us. So right now, since we have him for temporary time, I want to bring up to the stage Zaki Baruti right now. Yes, sir.
Fight back!
Yes, sir.
Fight back!
Uhuru, peace up!
Fight back!
Peace up!
Fight back!
First of all, let me just say Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Like power,
Like power.
power to the people.
Power to the people.
I'm just here for a temporary moment. I had death in my family, and I get, got to deal with that particular issue. But I came here just to encourage everyone to be in Washington, D.C. for the annual Black People's March on Washington. I mean, not Washington. While in Washington, on the White House, okay? And I'm proud to say that our organization, in one of our publications, why you should be there, is because we got to speak truth to power. And on the front page of one of our newspapers, we had the United States presidency is a criminal enterprise. And that's, of course, exemplified by a convicted felon who now holds the office. But also, Joe Biden, prior to him, allowing the genocide that's taking place in Palestine. So it's incumbent upon us to let the world know that we know the hypocrisy of this so-called government. So I'm here to just encourage you to be there, as well as to make an announcement that this coming Thursday at Jubilee Community Church, our organization will be hosting a public forum. And the theme of the public forum is Malcolm, in the spirit of Malcolm X, is that we would be hosting a delegation from Cuba to speak about what's taking place in terms of the years-long embargo that has been impacting Cuba and the response of the Cuban Revolution to what is taking place. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Sister and King Gabe will be Xeroxing some copies of flyers that I had just ran out of. And hope to be able to see you again. What time? 6:30 p.m. Jubilee Church. Victory in our lifetime.
Uhuru.
Look,
Fight back!
Oh, sister here is asking me to date. And the date is this Thursday, October the 23rd, 6:30 p.m. Jubilee Community Church, which is located
At 4231 North at
Appreciate
6:30
that.
p.m. And show up and show us because our very own chairman, Omali Yeshitela, will be there
That's
in
right.
person. So once again, Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, at the Jubilee Community Church, 4231 North Grand Avenue. Forms start at 6:30 sharp. Uhuru?
Uhuru.
Once again, Zaki Baruti. Now, we want to go into our political education, which is a declaration from the National Black Political Agenda for 720.
Uhuru.
A critical moment in our history is upon us. In addition to the traditional century-long destitution and political repression that characterized our existence and destroyed virtually all our intra-communal relationship in the U.S. There is now an escalation of police and other white violence directed at our people that demand a coherent response. Using political education, that first paragraph I read twice, y'all mind if I say this twice. A current moment, a critical moment, you are in a critical moment in our history. It is upon us. In addition to the traditional century-long destitution and political repression that characterize our existence, and it destroyed virtually all our inter-communal relationship within the U.S. There is now an escalation of police and other white violence directed at our people that demand a coherent response. The entire world is in a state of turmoil. The vast majority of the world population that experience poverty and cruelty as normal features of life is in a state of rebellion. They are in a state of rebellion. Because the world capitalist system owed its existence to the enslavement of our people and the colonial domination of much of the world, capitalism rests uneasily on a front line of oppression. On oppression. The historical oppression of our people stems from this cruel fact of history. Like most people of the world, we trace our current condition of existence to the birth of capitalist system at the expense of our happiness and human and material resources. We recognize the escalation of terror against people, against Black people, that includes state and popular attacks from police and civilian. We understand that the prominent expression of white nationalism revealed through the election process is to select a new president of the United States are due to the growth of resistance among oppressed populations of the world. So we recognize that the apparent social peace with the U.S. over the past 35 years or so has been a usury. A product of successful brutal attacks by the U.S. government on the struggles of Black people for justice and power in 19. Our movement was obstructed by state-imposed repression that include the political murder of important leaders from our community. Among these leaders were Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Brad Hampton, and even though that's reading of this stop and go program, but the declaration continues. the US. The false sense of social peace during the past period also depended on the disruption of then developing Black agenda that demanded peace, democracy, and end to poverty, political oppression, and the acquisition of Black power. That's what this process been based upon. Process of peace been based upon. The U.S. government and its minions appointed and or anointed Black leaders have contributed to a defeatist outlook among our people that reduce our struggles to a vain attempt to influence the two major U.S. ruling parties to include the interests and aspirations of our people in the otherwise ruthless terror, including imperialist agenda that they normally represent. The U.S. government assault on our independent movement for Black political power has created a worldview that promotes the U.S. electoral process as promotes the U.S. government assault on our independent movement for Black political power has created a worldview that promotes the U.S. electoral process as the only viable means of origin and pursue the agenda favorable to our interests. The Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace, and Reparations does not believe that our future should be in the hands of any institution that does not have its origin within our community. It has not been forged through the struggles of our people. Black people, therefore, are gathering, consolidating our own national Black political agenda for self-determination. To read the entirety declaration, to read the entirety declaration as I just spoke on, you have to get hold of at Black is Back, www.blackisbackcoalition.org. I understand the last part of the saying sometimes my tongue again. I understand it, but y'all want to get a hold of this in its entirety, go to www.blackisback.coalition.org. I know y'all got that. Okay. Now y'all ready for the next spot, the next discussion. Okay. So yeah, well, we want to do, it's different. Look at education. I forgot to discuss it. So yeah, right now, before we go to our culture, I want to open this political education up for discussion. So if anyone want to press the mic, feel free.
Yeah. I just really want to appreciate our leadership, Chairman Omali Yeshitela, who's been leading the Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace, and Reparations for 17 years, the 17th annual Black People's March on the White House under the leadership of our Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Uhuru. And I really want to salute this document, and I really encourage everyone to go to the blackisbackcoalition.org website and read again the entire declaration as well as the 19 points. And just to say the real significance of this outside of the fact that, they say, Black people, Africans, that we can't work together. Well, there are 17, 18 different Black organizations that make up the Black is Back Coalition under leadership of the African People's Social Party that has been together for 17 years. So that's evidence that we can. Number two, this national Black political agenda for self-determination, the 19 points I want to say that this was not a document that was purely put together by members of the steering committee, these 18 different organizations. This actually came about really through, what you would call, for lack of a better word, a vetting process. There were national Black conventions that were held for over a year throughout various different parts of North America and beyond to put together these 19 points. And I'm just gonna read the subhead real quick of the 19 points. The first point deals with Black women. The second point deals with the Black family. The third, Black community control of the police. The fourth is to free all political prisoners. The fifth is the rollback and end of mass Black incarceration. I know we went through some of this last week. Number 6 is reparations. Number 7 is self-defense. Number 8 is to nationalize the banks and end forever the rule of capital. Full employment. Number 9, full employment and a national minimum income. Number 10, the right to housing. Number 11, halt gentrification. Number 12, Black business must be nurtured. Number 13, the right to free education to the postgraduate level. Number 14, free universal quality health care for all. Number 15, voting rights. Number 16, the U.S. out of Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Number 17, the West must pay its debt to Africa and its descendants. Number 18, free Palestine, down with Israeli apartheid. And number 19 is climate change and toxic pollution created by capitalism must end. So, Uhuru.
Capitalism must end. Okay, now we embarking upon our culture. Right now, I want to walk on my very own Makeda down to the stage to do culture. Israel
E Africa!
Africa!
E's where they to. Uhuru.
I have two pieces I'm gonna bring to you today. This first one is kind of brought to you by the fact that I go into places that are not necessarily Black spaces, but I find that doing poetry in spaces where Black people are elevating their voices, a lot of times they're getting their issues off. To find white people who come out. And when they come out, they have questions. Sometimes the questions, I'm thinking about this particularly with respect to the event that FoFeet did recently. And there was a gentleman there who had a whole lot to say. And I was like, this ain't the time for questions, but okay, I do what I got. But the questions you asking, the questions he was asking was like, pay attention, people are talking. You know what it is for real, just really. So anyway, the name of this piece is called The Right Side. And I know all my comrades here are on the right side. So, this is what it is. You find yourself here again, drawn like a moth to the flame of a truth you thought you could sidestep but cannot ignore. So let me save the time. Hand you the map, you keep pretending it's hidden. Here's the cheat code to be free, to be human, to be more than a shadow of your ancestors' crime. You must face them. Reparations is not a maybe, not a someday, if the system allows. It is the bill your lineage wrote in blood, signed in chains, and mailed here to the president, where you cash interest daily. You were lied to, yes, as were we. But here's the difference. Your lie brought you comfort. Ours brought freedom. Your lie built suburbs, ours built prisons. Your lie paved highways, ours paved graveyards. So don't ask me what side to stand on. The right side has always been the side of repair, the side of surrendering stolen wealth, the side of saying never again with your hands, not just your lips. To stand with humanity, you must use everything you have. Your money, your privilege, your platforms, your inheritance of unearned ease, and pour it back until balance returns. That is the work. That is the measure. That is the only answer to the question you already know. But hope I've never asked aloud. Are you on the right side? That's that piece. And this one here is just in honor of Assata. It's called Because Assata. Because Assata stood when standing in exile, spoke when silence was survival, chose freedom not as fantasy, but as a daily fight for breath and dignity. Through her, we learned that conviction is its own sanctuary, that the struggle doesn't end when the headlines fade, and that resistance is holy when the cause is out. Because Assata lifted the voices of Black women, not into the slogans of parasitic movements, but into the sacred rhythm of our own knowing, where nurturing and nation building intertwine, where we are seen not as symbols, but as strategists, healers, and wisdom-laden fire keepers. Taught us that to empower the Black woman is to anchor the revolution in balance and wholeness. Because Assata, they made her an enemy of the state for daring to defy the system's lies. Her life became the evidence of what fear will do to truth, and what truth can in return to defeat. She became a living testimony that the so-called law and order they offer is not the justice we will accept, and that the freedom once claimed by those who were chained will never be handed over. Because Assata reached beyond borders, braiding Harlem to Havana, connecting our cries with those of the world's oppressed. Through her, we learned that liberation speaks every language, and that our bloodline of struggle is global, a melody no wall can silence. She is the auntie that weaves the pathway into solution, showing us all that as long as the objective is achieved, we win, no matter where we stand at our journey's end. Because Assata, she wrote herself into eternity with her pen, turning pain into principle and experience into education. Her words became a manual for awakening, a scripture for the streets, where the oppressed learn to remember their names again. She taught the next generation how to study, how to feel, how to see. Because Assata, she lived through persecution, yet never lost her song. Her exile became her sanctuary. Her scars became her sermon. They hunted her body, but could not touch her spirit. Through her endurance, we learned that to remain whole in the face of empire is the purest form of victory. And now her name lives wherever we fight, wherever we teach, wherever we love each other back to life. Her words circle our rallies and our prayers, reminding us that this fight is our inheritance, that unity, discipline, and love are the weapons of the free. We rise, we reach, we remember, because Assata. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Yeah. Y'all gonna draw my piece like credit, and I'm gonna call it fight because of Assata. Y'all should have, no. He did a swell job. Let's get around. Once again, we We don't antagonize, we organize. We organize, we organize. Remember? And that is the thing, for DC. Don't antagonize, don't antagonize, organize. Mobilize to DC for the Blackest Black Coalition. Black people march on Washington. Remember? Okay, I wanna thank not only our comrade doing the culture, I wanna thank our comrade behind the scenes, Kumbula. Now, right now, we finna run a few clips of former marches. So Kumbula, if you're ready. Look at our other sister, Belinda Parker-Brown here. Look, somebody. You ready to be ready? For
Law. Slave masters do not make laws that favors those who they enslave. Colonizers do not make laws that favors those who they colonize. The truth of the matter is, while they make the law, they define what is legal. Colonialism itself is illegitimate. Colonialism is illegitimate. You must remember that the Constitution of this country, the Bill of Rights, was something that was created in 1791, while African people were still enslaved. They gag the women who are here. They like to talk all this free speech. You're supposed to have freedom of speech, the First Amendment and what have you. But they enslaved us. We were enslaved when the First Amendment was created. It wasn't created for us. It wasn't created for us to make the law.
I think we just going through some pictures of former march. Look at all the comrades.
Uhuru.
Before I introduce our BIBC member, I wanna quickly mention, read a call by Chairman Omali Yeshitela. The Blackest Black Coalition for Social Justice, Peace and Reparation is holding its annual rally, March on Washington. The Blackest Black Coalition for Social Justice, Peace and Reparation is holding its annually rally, March on the White House and Conference from October 31st through November 3rd, 2025. It is part of the continuous work to destroy the colonial mode of production and its stronghold it has on African people within the US and worldwide. Indeed, the colonial mode of production as a system has a stronghold on all colonized people globally. This is a call for you to join in this escalated struggle for the oppressed to overturn the colonial system that thrust itself into existence 600 years ago. With the 1415 Portugal initiation of the European trade and black bodies that was colonized in Africa and dispersed throughout the world. The colonial enslavement of our people was the bridge between European feudalism and capitalism. It's on the happiness, lives, and resources of all people of the world. Colonialism is a mode of production that changed the world. It made Europe wealthy, the rest of us impoverished, and gave birth to the existing world economic in the system of capital. Indeed, the existing political and economic configuration of the world is maintained globally by structures that facilitate the parasitic attachment to rich colonial capitalism, loot and starve Africans in the world that function as its host. They call for the Black is Back Community Coalition for rally, march, and conference under the theme, don't agonize, organize. It is a call for you to actively join in the critical anti-colonial resistance that is shaking the system of white power to its very foundation. It is a call to deepen the existence. It is a call to deepen the
Existential.
Thank you. It is called to deepen the extras. One damn day will give you a new tongue, y'all. Y'all gonna appreciate it more. But it's a call to deepen the crisis of social system originating from the colonial slavery, to join with our starving people throughout the African, especially in Africa, but also in Europe, the Caribbean, throughout the Americas, the Pacific Islands, and wherever we exist under the domination of direct or indirect colonial white power. The crisis of this system is being exemplified by the breakdown of the foundational structure in its principles of free speech, religion, assembly, and association, enriched in the U.S. Constitution, was never intended to apply to African people who existed as enslaved properties within the U.S. within the Constitution was ratified. Things like that. This is why the Civil Rights Bill and the Voters' Rights Act was created in 1964 and 1965 to confer upon Africans the same rights white settlers was understood to be born with as citizens. Yet, as recently as July 29, 2022, Sylvia Holmes, in office of the African People's Social Party in Uhuru, which it believes was raided in 2 states. Our coalition chairman, Omali Yeshitela, and 2 others who has in this level who came to be known as the Uhuru was indicted, threatened with 15 years prison sentence, each for simply speaking, advocated for African reparation in a UN charge genocide for the treatment of Africans. This was in the coal mines.
The canary in the coal. This was the canary in the coal mine.
It was the canary in the coal mine, as several others attacks on speech rights have since been released. Today, as we prepare for our November 1st Black People March on the White House, the U.S. President has deployed National Guard troops to the streets of Washington, D.C. and in the name of fighting crime, threatens to do the same in Detroit, Chicago, and other cities with large active
Africans.
with large active African population. And a September 25th, 2025, presentation to hundreds of generals and admirals of the U.S. military. The U.S. President called on the military to make a war at home in the U.S. and to begin initiating war games in the cities where Africans have a heavy. This is a clear violation of the Act of 1878, which prohibits the use of federal troops and police actions within the U.S. These represent action is repressive actions by the colonialists. This repressive action by the colonizers is the U.S. has fought, feared, and
Trepidation.
I'm sorry. All stuff is not. Okay. Well, the representative actions by the colonizers is in the U.S. has brought fear to the ones of many, but as serious as the time is, we did not recognize we are experiencing a severe crisis of a dying social system. We must organize, not as social media militants, but as Africans actually doing the work in our schools, in our neighborhoods, college campuses, prison rings, and wherever we live. All of these are spaces where we must begin to organize and exercise power in the process of transforming every community within which we exist to anti-colonial. I know.
Yep, bastions of anti-colonial resistance.
This is our time, and we must not hesitate to seize it. The first most important step is to use any means possible to get to Washington. For the 17th annually Black People March on the White. Our pre-rally meetings to prepare for the November rally in March will occur on October 31st at 1 DC Black Workers Center. We will be practicing chants, make banners, place cards to meet with comrades throughout the U.S. On November 1st, we will rally and march from Malcolm X Park at 16. Where at 11 a.m. there will be culture and amazing array of anti-colonial, anti-imperialist speakers who will demand anti-colonial free speech and other democratic rights that are under assault. Following the rally, we will march to Lafayette Park across from the street from the White House, where we will be holding another rally for hitting. On Sunday, November 2nd, our conference is held here. We will lay out some of the practical work that has to be done at the benefit of this crisis, broken colonial system. It is here that we will discuss how to begin constructing our own power as part of the process of deconstructing the colonial that stores, utilize, prison, and mutilate our people and threaten our future for our children. You must use every means to you must be there. You must use every means of transportation to get there. You must get there to let our brothers and sisters see, that the African world is actually involved in standing with the face military occupation of our agonized.
Uhuru. Uhuru.
But right now, I want to bring to the mic, bring to the stage, welcome up to the room, our beloved comrade, and one of the VIPC members. from Louisiana United. Belinda Parker-Brown. Let's give a round of applause.
Right. Don't agonize, organize. First of all, I just want to appreciate the opportunity to come and be a part of this rally. It means so much to me, especially down here in Louisiana where we can use all the help we can get down here. So, you know, I want to just say that our dear sister, you know, somebody can make sure we pronounce her name, but Shakur, that she had a love and a passion for this revolutionary work. And I just wanted to read an excerpt from the last speeches of Huey P. Newton with the presentation by our chairman, Omali Yeshitela. On page 39 of this book, it was in 1989. And at the bottom of the page, it talks about the Black people in America, he said, are the only people who can free the world, loosen the yokes of the colonism, and destroy the war machine as long as the whole wheels of the imperialistic war machines are turning. There is no country that can defeat this monster of the West, but Black people can make a malfunction of this machine from within. Black people can destroy the machinery that enslaves the world. So I just wanted to give that as a thought. You know, we as Black people, we are very powerful to go up against this machine that when it comes to our 19-point agenda that I am so excited about. And I know that the work and all the efforts that was put in, I think Sister Kenya mentioned early, you know, how it would start out and very thoroughly, you know, written out and presented to this movement as the Black is Back Coalition. You know, I just want to also make a quote from Malcolm X because, you know, this stuff is really burning in my spirit because I'm late coming in on this revolutionary movement. And that's one of the reasons why I appreciate the Black is Back Coalition because, you know, it have been such a tremendous, you know, I mean, just outpouring in my life and inspiration to really help me figure out a lot of stuff that I just didn't understand. So I have a quote from Malcolm X. He said, we have to keep in mind at all times that we are not fighting for integration, nor are we fighting for separation. We are fighting for recognition, for the right to live as free human beings in this society. And, you know, that is so inspiring to me because of the fact that, you know, Chairman Omali said that unless we are determined to have our own black people, listen, unless we are determined to unite and come together to have our own self-determination. That's what this is all about. We have to be determined to unite and come together and not agonize. We got to organize. So, you know, I just want to say that we're on the move, people. We are winning this. This is our the greatest opportunity we will ever get. And I'm talking about right here, right now in 2025. This is the greatest opportunity we will ever get to be determined, to unite and come together for our own self-determination. You know, and I just want to tell my own story. You know, I was running around. I mean, running around like a, you know, like a dog chasing his own tail. Like a rabbit being, I mean, just running around and looking for help in all the wrong places. And I'm telling you, I had I mean, I really had, you know, figured out that I was doing everything right. Could nobody tell me nothing. But guess what? I was dead wrong. I had it all wrong, trying to do stuff all by myself, thinking I had it figured out. And I know it's a lot of people out there that's listening to me right now, thinking that you can do it all by yourself. Me, my foe, and no more. What's, you know, I'm going to get it. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get it right. No, you not. You cannot do this by yourself. We have to unite and come together. We have to realize that the power is in the unity of the people. And that's the reason why we're saying that, you know, we're in a good opportunity right now. This is a good fight. We are winning this because we are uniting. The Black is Back Coalition for social justice, peace, and reparation. All of it belongs to us. And we are winning and we're going to get it. So join up with us and be a part of this great movement. And I just want to say too as well that, you know, we're talking about how, you know, we're doing this by standing together. You know, the Black People's March on the White House. You know, we have to let them feel our presence. You know, and I'm not going to be there this go round, but, you know, I guarantee you I'm going to be on the social media, you know, via Zoom. Sister Kenya, you make sure y'all count me in. Don't leave me out, because this is a good feeling. It's very excited that we can have a march, you know, Black People's March on the White House. This is what it's all about, so that our presence will be felt and be known across the world. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak. Don't agonize, don't agonize, don't agonize, people, organize. I really wanted to talk about some of the great things that we're doing down here in Louisiana that, you know, everybody not going to unite with us on it. But those that really understand what it's really all about are uniting with us. And I'm talking about Black businesses, you know, our young people, you know, college students, you know, on the college campus, you know, they're coming together, you know, and they're ready for this movement because they're saying we are determined to get our self-determination as Black people here in the United States, as in America. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Showing up and showing out. Come on, y'all, let's get out of it. The fight is real. The fight is real. Once again, I want to appreciate last week our VIPC members coming in, chiming in, trying to put you together. I want to appreciate our comrade, Belinda Parker-Brown and Zaki. But I think we are, and I don't mean to be, you know, like, I don't think we need no one to convince us that we're, you know, messed up states, right? I don't think we need no one to convince us that we need to go down to Washington and speak our mind. Uhuru, because we are in the thick of stuff right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a couple of you, I'm you know, so far so good. I ain't cut so far. But we are in the thick of it, you know. We see St. Louis, a lot of them here already, but they, FBI agents, the largest FBI agents gonna be sent here per capita in the history of the FBI. You know, that's a problem. We know Marines, we don't want them in our community, but we know Marines go back home. We know agents is there permanently. We see the battery plants coming in, building up things in our community. We see NGA coming, the spot center terrorizing our community by uprooting folks, pushing folks out. You know, we see the police brutality before the state took over. Now the state took over. I mean, I could go on and on, but we all experience things here locally and wherever else you are located for the African diaspora. But to these Marines and ICE agents and FBI agents invading our community, and it's time for us to turn the favor and invade their community. I'm talking about White House. It's time for us to get on the bus and invade the White House. You know, but like I said, we don't agonize, we organize. That's why we've been here these last few weeks trying to organize you to go down to Washington. Because I know you're tired of speaking in the barbershop and at the kitchen table, your feelings, you know, but right now it's November 31st through October 31st through November 2nd will be the perfect time for you to leave up out of your barbershops with your concerns, leave from your kitchen table with your concerns, and get on the bus and organize. Speaking about get on the bus, speaking about get on the bus, and I came up with another. We're gonna break down Conrad Gregory Reed to tell you more about how to get on the bus. Yes, sir.
Fight back!
Yes, sir.
Fight back!
He's ready to
Africa!
Africa.
He's ready to.
All right, I'm brother, sister, I'm that. Sister Belinda just kind of fired me up there, talking about what you'd experienced, and I just have to say that many of us have grown up with the American dream, and we believe in capitalism, and we believe what it was supposed to do on our behalf. In fact, we hope that it would fulfill. And we can't wonder, well, why is it if we're going to have this competition that's going to lower prices and make things equal for all of us, why is it like? Well, when I went to school, one of the things I discovered was that there were things that were supposedly put together legally to protect that competition. Determine anti-trust act, replace anti-trust act. So it was supposed to keep big corporations from colluding against us and setting prices. Why didn't it work? Well, it appears that one of the things that helped that is that they have interlocking directives. That means that you're on Coca-Cola board, you can also have a limited board on Pepsi and also on Ford. And for all big corporate organizations have these interlocking boards, which means that legally they aren't doing anything but put a few people together that are sipping coffee and out on the golf course, and they just happen to discuss that when we're going to make our prices so and so this year. Well, they haven't done anything in a week. That's the plan. We'll sit on another board. Well, we need to do something like that. We need to have a way to have interlocking boards. And in fact, we do. And this might come to White House with wonderful opportunities. 17 to 18 organizations that come together, were men, women, brothers and sisters, comrades from all around, are sharing their ideas, strategies that are working. And when they get done, they're going to leave there, come back to the communities and share that. And what they can share it with, we have the Divine Nine. That is those 30 people that are out there. We have some young kids in our interlocking relationships. We have the big Black organizations like the Liberation League. Some of their members ought to be sitting right here in the room with us. We should be sitting on their boards. So we can discuss with one another what are the strategies are we going to use to be able to lower prices, increase housing, healthcare with the people that live in our community. So if you want to be a part of that, you certainly can. You can join us when we make that ride down Washington. I know some people can't afford to fly down there. So we put together a bus that will help you be able to make that transition. That bus will be relatively inexpensive. $177 round trip. You can leave on October 31st, return until you get back to that job, to go missing payments. Can't use it against you. And but you'll have a chance to get it out, to join with individuals. You need someplace to stay, $184 a night. You can split that up to 4 people in the group, so it doesn't have to cost you $184. We now have 7 people who signed up on the bus. So we're running out of space, or if you give us a flood of information in the next week, we'll have to get another bus. We'd like to do that, make sure that if many people who want to join us on that, marching the White House, will be able to do so.
Right on, right on. So, you heard the numbers, If you're able to go, let's go. If you're not able to go, but you're also, able to contribute to forward somebody else, that would be lovely to. Once again, if the board information that you want to know, either reach out to our Conrad Gregory or FoFeet, to know more about it on us. So right now, I would like to call our Conrad up to the stage for sort of leadership. I'm glad you make some noise so it can sound like a rally. Cause our show is gonna say it sound like one of these Catholic churches that be decided on Sunday. Don't there, bro. Don't. I'm not ready.
Fight back! Fight back! Fight back!
All right, comrades, you know when I come up with one or two things, I'm either going to talk about some money, or I'm gonna talk about getting you somewhere, or I'm gonna do some poetry, okay? Or I might do some poetry about talking about getting you some money. Okay, now, for the first of the month, usually people get money in here. The first of the month, you have a little money before the first, and that would be the 31st. I would say electric bill gonna be 2 weeks late. I would say pay half the electric, half the gas, and half the telephone, and you can go to Washington D.C. and take care of your future. This trip is not a pleasure trip. It's a trip just like you going down to the courthouse when they got your taxes and they got you got to pay a bill, you got to pay a what you call it? I think sometimes. A ticket. Because you don't want to be without because you didn't show up. Well, you know what? If you don't go to Washington D.C. to march on the White House and let them know how you feel and let them know that you ain't giving up, you be damned. Okay. You be damned. Give up. Okay. Make the sacrifice to go to Washington D.C. and be a part of history. Because every time we go there, we are making history.
Yes.
You may not see it the next day or the next week or the next year, but you know what? Everybody that shows up for everybody else. So be one of the ones to show up. Come to Washington, D.C. We got you a bus. We got you a seat. And if you want to go with a couple of friends, we got you a room. So 177 round trip is worth it. It is worth it. And then when you come back, them same bills will be there. And you can make deals like you would if you didn't go and you wanted to buy a nice dress, which I like. Or you want to get your hair done, and you know that 177 ain't gonna touch that hair bill when you want them braids, okay? It is not gonna touch it. I'm telling you. I don't get them, but I used to. Now, the thing about it is, what I'm asking you to do is, I'm asking you to do it for yourself, your family, your community, because everything you do will reflect before you know it, and reflect people that you don't know. Put your dollars together. Like I say, cut them bills in half. By the end of the month, November, you'll be caught up again. But you won't be able to redo this trip because it is a once a year lifetime. Everybody don't make it every year. If you make it 1 year, it's worth it. Ain't that right? Right, right.
But this is the year to show up.
This is the one.
Yes.
This is the one. Okay, now I can talk about other stuff. I had to get that off my chest. I just come back from a memorial of a friend of mine that was a jazz musician. Okay, and his wife wanted me to express how he not only supported the jazz scene, but he supported the educational scene, and he supported poets, and he supported singers, and he supported movies, and he supported everybody in a little way. But the little way he supported everybody was his way of giving up himself. Now I'm just asking you one time, just this time, because if you go once, you don't want to go again. This time, support everybody by going to the Black is Back. The little thing you do is to support. If I can't go, then maybe I can get $25 for somebody else to make. Maybe you can help sponsor somebody else room that they may only have $30 and they need another $25 to share it with 3 other people. Whatever you do is helping the future. All right?
Yeah.
Your future, our future, and people that don't even know Afghanistan, okay? You might be helping them. You don't know that. But what you do know is that you're giving, and it's selfless. You're giving. That's what we do. That's what we do. Right now, we have a goal of $100. If you have $100, put it down. Put it down, and let's move on to getting on the bus. Get on the van. We got to, if you don't do something while you're here, you won't be doing anything in the future because you won't be here. And colonialism is real. They don't want you here. So we're gonna make a lie out of them. And we're gonna march. We're not gonna agonize. We're not gonna complain. We're gonna organize and go fill this van up. Make us try to get another. Let's fill it up quickly and move on to get another. Because you know what? We need to show up. We need to show up and show out. Because that's what we do. All right? Let's go $100. What? Let's get $100 today. And if you want to donate to the bus or to a room or just to the trip, put that, we'll take what's over $100 and add that for somebody else. Because there's a lot of people that want to go, but they don't have the resources. They not only don't have the resources for this, they may not have the resources for the next that. But you can say, look, I'm gonna get $20. I'm gonna take $40. And I will pay my whatever in the next 2 weeks or at the end of the month. They'll take a dime if you give it to them, okay? So we want to do $100 to keep lovely, keep this place warm in the wintertime because we get there, keep the lights on because the sun is gonna go down early, we gonna do this, okay? So how much online? $30 right now. We got $30 online.
Can we put the cash app or whatever?
Would you please put the Cash App, the donation information up, comment? While he's doing that, who in here would love to be a member? And put your foot on the ground and march with the finish. Oh, that's who we are. Anybody who's not a part of InPDUM? Would you like to become a member of InPDUM? Oh, that's okay. We'll take you for the picture. Okay. $20 to be down there online.
All right.
All right. Anybody want to add 20 to that? So anybody want to add a $20 bill to today? And like I said, everything over $20 will go to the bank. We're gonna help somebody. Everything over 100 will go to the band or will go to the trip as a donation or sponsorship for somebody. Okay. So who's gonna match my $20? Somebody online, you matching my $20? Okay, you can do Cash App at $INPDUM. On the website, you can go to inpdum.org/donate. Okay, we want you to do this. We really are rooting for us. We're not begging. We're offering you the opportunity to be a member. We're offering you the opportunity to become somebody that said, you know, I think people are, I went to the Million Men March. I went to the Million Women Women's March. How many of you going to the African Black and Back March? Come on. Make it happen. Make it happen. I'm going. You drive 2 vans. Sometimes 2 vans and a couple cars. Okay? And sometimes we had kids in there, we wanted to choke. By the time we got there and we're hoping they were sleeping, by the time we get back, okay? But those children are young adults now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going through school, but they got in their head, we went to DC and we marched and we did this and we did that. But what they learned was that, hey, unite, organize, don't agonize.
Uhuru.
Okay? I'm about to finish.
$6 away from 100.
Okay, we got $6 away from 100, and we got $106 away from putting on the trip. All right. We only have a week for it.
2 weeks.
We've got 2 weeks. We've got 2 weeks. 14 days before we take off.
Uhuru. So we got our 100.
We got 100.
Yeah.
But, hey, I'm still up here fighting for some resources for the to sponsor somebody. The reason I like to fight is because if I can't go, I like to know somebody that will, and I like to help them along the way. That's me. That's me. But if you put $5 in for it, then somebody else put $5. Somebody else put $5. Well, you know it, we'll have a whole seat for somebody to go. Somebody that's gonna march, somebody that's gonna yell, somebody that's gonna hold their fist up and make history. And you can say, I couldn't go, but I sure made sure she could go for me. Okay?
Uhuru.
So with that being said, I will invite you out to come to the FoFeet open mic. Okay? And when we get over a certain amount of people or a certain amount of resources, we're going to add into this pot to go on the trip. Okay? That's 24th, Friday at Legacy Books Cafe. There it is. All right. Great time. Legacy Books and Cafe. Like I said, the admission is $10, but over a certain amount, It's gonna go right into this pot that I'm asking you to donate for. And you know what? That night, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna ask people to donate to get somebody to the march. If they can't go, or they don't wanna go, they can donate so somebody can go and will go. All right? With that being said, did you make $100?
Yes.
We made $100, but we want to make more. I'm not gonna keep talking to you, because I'm hungry. And with that being said, I'm gonna call back my comrade up here, Westbrook.
Yeah, we say a lot of these texts, but I don't wanna say it to the point we say it's cliche. Fist up!
Fight back!
Fist up!
Fight back!
Fist up!
Fight back!
I wanna give a round of applause, once again for our current report. And I want to like, that section of the agenda, membership resources, but we know, that is one of the ways to fight, or that's one of the ways to prepare ourselves, fight. You know, with members, without members, you can't do nothing. Without members, not right. So now on top of that, without, you can have all the members in the world, but without economics, they would not be effective. So once again, this is one of the most important parts of our agenda to further our cause at the international and also to push that against the agenda of the church. So once again, give a round of applause for yourself. For participating in this very important. I know we said that, and I reiterate that Washington, this trip is not a but for me it will be, because I'll be taken out of my present mindset in a different mindset. We put it in a different mindset. Sometimes vacation is just lure the mind or the mind in a different mind. Sometimes go on trips. But that being said, it's not a vacation, but the way on the way there. There is a intimate moments that we have in the no comrades, have a little education with comrades, sharpen irons, because I know a lot of times we might see a comrade on the screen, or might have a meeting with a comrade on the Zoom, but we haven't had time to have communications, converse with this comrade. So even the bus ride down there at 14, 15 hours or so, 16 hours or so, it'd be amazing, you know. But because you already know sometimes your home experience, it's those trips that brings it in. You know. So in itself, come on, y'all, get on that bus, know your comrades, let's have a beautiful political education. And on top of that, because I know we all have some things to say, all have some things to get off our chest in Washington. Let's go on and get that. I'm not going to be here. But you got it. They want to put folks in our community. Let's get folks in. So right now, I want to it's time for the announcements.
Announcement.
Go. You need to take a bag of sandwich.
Next. Okay, someone's here from Uhuru Foods and Bakery.
Okay,
here we go.
Whoever wants
Sarah Allen.
a what's called come on up.
Miss Allen.
Conrad, she gonna come on up. But
Yeah.
Conrad Spear, I'm not inviting nobody else up. We are for Carl. Come on up. When you get done with your announcement, whoever's next, just come on up.
My name is Ali, I'm a member of the Solidarity Commission and work to the exciting announcement today. People know that the whole fight campaign last year and we take it out to church and fighting undeputed, fighting the city and getting all the renovations done on the Blue Bakery Cafe right down the street for a year and a half. And now we have all of our permits, we have the whole renovation done, are ready to bake. Second, we are so we have work to do, and we want to invite people to come help us. For one thing, this Wednesday, we'll get Paula from the church, been they at downtown, that's their church. So I have to put that in that church. So we like to come help us. So Russell, out by
Next slide.
So another very, very powerful part of the work right now is both sides. You have anybody who'd like to help work there. And that's fine. Then also we call on people to
who just spoke, very generously offered to have Uhuru pies at her open mic session. So that's going to be, you can also have tastes of the pies and also buy pies on the Friday, October 24th open mic that FoFeet just announced. And this year we are going to have a lot more flavors. We'll have 8 different flavors of pies. We're going to have a lot of different tables that people can participate at, and as well as coming to FoFeet's open mic. Next slide. And lastly, we want to invite people to come to the next meeting. We had a successful meeting and a lot of people, put themselves forward to participate in the pie campaign, buy pies, sell pies to their friends, family, co-workers. And, we want to call on everybody here that would like to participate in that. You can talk to me about it personally, or you can come to our next meeting, which is October 30th, Thursday night, right here at Aquaba Hall at 5:30 p.m. Thank you. Uhuru.
Oh, come on. Come on. Okay. That's why I said, we're going to have to pay that phone up. Yeah. We're going to, yes,
Uhuru, my name is Stephanie. I'm making this announcement from the Office of the Deputy Chair. We want to announce the 4th annual Uhuru NTU Heart and Soul Volunteer Appreciation Party that's going to be held this December 6th, Saturday at 3 p.m. right here. This is going to hold us. I think this is going to be a big, big event. So we want to invite everyone here to join us for an afternoon of celebration, community, and gratitude. Our volunteers are truly the heart and soul of the Uhuru movement, and we're excited to honor you, the volunteers, at our 4th annual Volunteer Appreciation Party. There will be thoughtful give back gifts for all volunteers, tasty bites from Uhuru Foods and Pies, inspiring speakers, special awards and recognitions, uplifting stories, and community connection. So, no matter what work you've done as volunteers, whether that's planting in the community garden, clearing storm debris, helping to distribute donations to the community, painting the mural, cooking the pies, you know, all of the things that people do as volunteers. You took a stand to support self-determination and social justice for the African community. You make that possible, and this event is our way of saying thank you. Whether you volunteered once or 100 times, we appreciate every effort. Everyone is welcome, volunteers, supporters, friends, and family. So reserve your spot. The URL is up there, tiny URL, Heart and Soul St. Louis, and you can register for your spot. If there is going to be a way to join remotely, so if you go to that link, tiny URL, Heart and Soul St. Louis, it will tell you how you can also join remotely. And we hope to see you all there. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Uhuru, everybody. I'm Penny from the African People's Solidarity Committee. And I just wanted to make a comment, first of all, that I won't be able to go this year because I'm dealing with an issue with my shoulder. So I will not be able to travel to Black is Back, but I do want to say from the African People's Solidarity Committee that we are committed to organizing as many North Americans as possible because white people have to be there. White people have to stand with African people. Yeah. And I wanted to salute Belinda Parker-Brown. Really good to see you. First of all, to just look at this time when, when they're just sending the National Guard in to cities, including they're going to come here, they're saying, the National Guard to just like take Mexican people and African people off the street and send them somewhere. And they're sending a lot of the people to Angola prison in Louisiana, which is a horrendous prison. And I also want to say from Hands Off Uhuru, we do want to show, and we're going to be doing it. I don't have the exact date yet, but I will get it there when we are. But we're going to show this film called The Alabama Solution. And I don't know if you've seen it, Belinda. Oh my God, it shows the prison system of Alabama, which we know it's not that different from everything else. But the thing that is really important for people to see it, it's really important for white people to see it because this government tries to hide colonial violence and keep it out of the eyesight of white people. But to see the condition in that prison where over 1,000 inmates have been murdered by the guards over and over again, nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever talks about it. And it's just our responsibility to be there, to stand with the African community. And, the United States government, the Trump administration just bombed the ships of Venezuela. There were people from Venezuela on the Hands Off Uhuru webinar yesterday, and they are turning their whole country into a militia. Every single person, man, woman, and child, is going to be armed and has to fight back against U.S. invasion. And this is like the party, the chairman and his commitment to the ability, the right of African and oppressed people to be free and have their self-determination. He has lived that. And that's why he was attacked by the U.S. government. And, I salute Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Deputy Chair Onizine Yeshitela, and we have to stand as white people on the forward side of history. I'm really, really very disappointed that I will not be able to be there this year, but I will be there on the Sunday on Zoom. And, I just want to say we are committed from APSC to get as many people as possible. Also, I will put in $50 towards the bus because I do want to see our seat. So I just wanted to say that it is really powerful to be able to be on the winning side. We have to be part of the fight back. We can't sit back and watch what this government is doing to African and indigenous people right now. White people have to take a stand. And this is the time to do it. And being at Black is Back is so powerful, so powerful. Be there at Malcolm X Park for the rally. to walk down that street, 16th, I think it is,
Yeah.
street in Washington DC, and everybody's honking and waving. And then to, you know, be in front of the, of this criminal White House, you know, that is doing this to the peoples on planet Earth. It is powerful to be there. So I just want to say Uhuru, and we are winning. Vanguard up.
Get back.
Okay, so we have the APSP-SC, the African People's Socialist Solidarity Committee, with nearly half a century of white solidarity with Black power. They're going to have their event on Wednesday, October 29th from 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can join us online or in person. In person, we'll be at the Solidarity Center, which is at 2654 Gravois. And you can register for that at apscuhuru.org/register. So again, apscuhuru.org/register. So we already talked about the don't agonize, organize. We want to see everybody down there. That's what we've been talking about all day today. If you are interested, you can, what's the number here so that you can give us a call at 314-669-6480. If you are interested in going or you want more information about it, give us a call and let us know. You're watching, so that should kind of raise some kind of antennas for you and to see kind of what all of that struggle is about and be involved in that.
Next.
Then we have the final One Africa, One Nation Farmers Market for the season. This is our largest market. We're going to have games, giveaways. We'll have contests. We'll have a lot of candy for the kids. We'll have different activities. So it's going to be a fun event. So we're asking everyone to come out. We're asking all of the partner organizations to get a booth. We're also looking for candy donations. And if you know of any other businesses that want to donate different items, we're also asking for that. We do have our 501c3. So we can get you a copy of the letter if you want to give it to different businesses and see if they're interested in donating. Let me know. We can get that information to you so you can hand those out. And I think last week we had 3 people who were interested in volunteering candy. Do we have any other people this week that can volunteer candy? I know FoFeet, I got yours, so that's part of it. Anyone else interested in donating candy for this event here? Okay, so we'll give Penny a reminder about donating candy. And that's going to be on October 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you know of any kids, we're having a Halloween costume contest. Come on out. Even not just kids. If you're an adult and you want to be in a contest, you got some interesting things you want to display, come on out.
Dressing up as Travis, I'm going for the be.
We'll see how that goes. Okay, then what do we have next? The Burning Spear. You want to make sure you get your copy of the Burning Spear so you can stay up to date and informed on all of the things not happening just here in St. Louis or just here in the United States, but all around the world with what we're struggling with. So get your Burning Spear newspaper. You can go to theburningspear.com/subscribe to get your subscriptions. You can also get your bundle packs as well so that you can distribute those. It can be a source of revenue because you pay for the bundle, then you can sell those at $1 or whatever donations people want to give for those. And you can use that as an income stream. And you can find those at the Burning Spear store, the burningspear.store to pick up your bundles. But if you don't already, make sure you get if just for yourself, if nothing else, get that so you can stay up to date with what's going on in the movement that you're looking at this now. There's a lot more information that's out there than what we are able to talk about during these Sunday rallies. So make sure you get your copy of the Burning Spear. You can also do a digital copy where if you're one of those that don't want to have all that paper, you can just read it on your phone or wherever you're able to get your digital media. The next, we have the InPDUM studies, the RNDP studies. You can register for those at tinyurl.com/RNDP studies, or you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/InPDUM. You can watch previous episodes or previous sessions where we've had training. This past week was a really, really good one. They talked about knowing your rights. They played a session with a lawyer talking about how to handle the FBI when they approach you. So you want to make sure for all of the different types of information, again, we can't cover everything in the Sunday rallies. If you have questions, like during the Sunday rallies, we can answer a few questions, but during the RNDP studies, you go more into depth about different concepts about why we are in this fight and struggle together. So you want to make sure if you're interested in learning more, if you feel like you need a little bit more, join those studies and get the information and be able to ask the questions that you want. The next we have, those are 7 p.m. on Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Time on Thursdays, if you're interested in those studies. Okay, I'm sorry, next. And so now we also need help with building the Sunday rallies. If you know anybody in the St. Louis area, even if you're not necessarily here, direct them over here, because whatever skills they have, whether it's that they can lift things, like they said, they're going to be moving the Uhuru foods and pies. We can use your help with certain things like that. But with the Sunday rallies, we need people who can set up the meeting space, to provide food, to provide culture. If you're able to do that, we are looking for people to do whatever skills you have can be useful to the movement as well as to the Sunday rallies. We want to make sure we're packing this house so that we can end up moving into a larger space to house more people and to get the information out into the community and to get the community involved with taking care of their own community. And now is Karamu. Today we're going to be having pasta as well as chicken, and we got fruit and vegan cookies. Okay, go ahead.
Just one thing before we close, I wanted to remind everybody of the announcement that was made about the Thursday event over at Jubilee Community Center, Cuba, a connection with Black America. One of the presenters will be our own Chairman Omali Yeshitela. It's at 6:30. If anybody needs flyer, please let me know, because I want to get some copies to get this information to everybody to be able to circulate so we can support not just our chairman, but also most importantly, Cuba. I was getting ready to say something else and I lost whatever that is. Oh, I know. Sister Belinda, I want to appreciate your participation in this rally today. Really, just helping to bring it home and the real significance of why everybody needs to be at the 17th Annual Black People's March on the White House. And you asked a question about the National Black Political Agenda for Self-Determination. People can find the entire document online at the blackisbackcoalition.org on the website. If not, please give the Black is Back a call, and we can make sure that your organization and or your individual want to get copies to be able to share with your community. It is a very powerful document. We want to get that to you. So if you need some down there in Louisiana, I can make sure I get some to you and you can circulate them in your community. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Yes.
It's terrible, as you all call, we call it Quran. Anyway, it's food time. But I wanna kind of follow up on something that FoFeet, who I'm in with the nurse health part of it. And Lonnie did something on health the other day, and I just want to share a few facts with you all that because health is empowerment. When you drink with your meals, try to do it 30 30 minutes before. Because, you wanna have the maximum amount of enzymes to digest your food. And when you drink, you dilute your enzymes, so allow 30 minutes between drinking and eating. The other thing is something health-wise is look at your nails. If your nails have, striates, ridges in them, it can be indicative of future health problems. And if anybody wants to look at one of my nails, because I got a problem going on. The other thing is, you have to take care of your first brain, and your first brain is actually your gut. And, you do that through, eating probiotic foods, etc. I want to tell you a little bit briefly about barcodes. When you shop for your groceries, look at the barcodes on your groceries. The number 9 is organic, the number 8 is genetically modified, and anything underneath that is extremely chemical pesticide, products. And the other thing is, what is water? Structured water is the best water, and that comes in fruits, better than drinking.
Uhuru.
So I want to thank you for that, Emil, because that's very important too, because if you're not well, there you have no fight in you. And we are fighting until we win. So we want to make sure that we take care of ourselves as it was discussed this week, last week, and hopefully from now on, we'll make sure we start including health as part of our discussions as well, because that's very important. Is, we're a whole person, not just a one person to do one thing, but we have to look out for the whole person. For next week, because we still have a lot of taco shells left, I wanted to see if we can get that organized for today. So basic things like lettuce. We have hard taco shells, but we also need donations of soft taco shells, the ground meat or whatever we're putting on it, black beans. So do we have any people interested in volunteering for providing those things that are needed? Okay, so we got Rage on the black beans. Anyone else? Okay, you can take it today. But anyone else with the lettuce? We need lettuce. I have sour cream from another unopened thing of sour cream. You said, what is it? Okay, so Westbrook on lettuce. The ground meat. Vegan meat, which is what you usually, okay, so FoFeet on the vegan meat, lettuce, sour cream. We should be able to get tomatoes from the garden, correct, Miss Kitty? Okay, so we'll get tomatoes from the garden, salsa, we should still have some. And then that should be enough. If you have anything, if you decide after today that you want to provide anything, well, we do need drinks and desserts as well. I'll send out a response. I'll send out a text message to see about any future donations. And then now we have Gregory coming up. Did you have a question or comment?
So, ma'am, just wanted to comment that next week, as a part of culture, our young folks will be participating in that.
What? Okay, so if there's nothing else? Was there something else?
Being said that next week will be there's already a meeting scheduled, so we won't be meeting next Sunday.
Oh, we won't meet next Sunday.
The following.
Okay, okay.
Wait a minute, following Sunday, but.
Right, so 2 weeks we won't meet.
I'll do all that.
Well, maybe a watch party on Sunday for the conference.
Okay. Okay, so scratch anything you thought you were bringing next week.
So next week there'll be no.
No rally next week.
Okay.
So spread the word. But other than that, it's time to eat. Come on back.
Uhuru. Yeah, I want to Uhuru. I just want to appreciate y'all coming in, y'all showing up, y'all showing out. I guess she really closed this out, so I really don't have to. But same place, same time, 2 weeks from now. Uhuru. Let's eat. Uhuru.
Uhuru.